Good day and welcome to the first video of my channel, Perspective ZA, where I'll be giving you perspective about the happenings in South Africa. Now, almost a month ago, our President Cyril Ramaphosa gave a supposed radio interview, and this made the headlines. Growing black anger about lackadaisical whites in power. Whites in power. Lackadaisical, let's see what it means. Lacking enthusiasm and determination, carelessly lazy. Okay, so I'm assuming it's being careless um, with regards to the black plight. White South Africans, mainly those with power in their hands, mainly those with power in their hands. No, no, not all of you. Nie al julle wit mense nie. Must realize that particularly young black people. Who's that young black now? Is it not just black people or coloreds? You almost grouped us together. Are becoming increasingly angry about their lackadaisical attitude, lack of enthusiasm, and determinism. President Ramaphosa said on Thursday evening during an interview with Xolani Gwala, Keep Square interviews this guy. In Ramaphosa's view, this can be seen as a justifiable anger, especially among young black professionals who find that, despite obtaining qualifications, they fail to gain access to the job market. Maybe because there's no jobs. Here Ramaphosa says we must never give up preaching about this kind of thing. Which thing? That they don't find jobs, or that they are angry, or the lackadaisical attitude. If we give up on this, SA descends into mayhem. SA is already in mayhem. We got free by putting pressure on apartheid rulers. Okay, we're going there again. We need to use a multiplicity of pressure points. Just as I always speaks like a true politician was. Dug further like multiplicity and lackadaisical. We cannot walk away from our country and the nation building project. When last did I hear that word? We have to keep going on. Tell me in the comments who builds a nation and who destructs the nation. South Africa. Asked whether the Ramaphosa after his election had turned into Armageddon, I think it has. Ramaphosa said economic analysts only watched certain moments in the history of a country. They latch onto a particular event and then make their conclusions. But that is the point of an economic analyst. The economy is doing fine. Okay? President Trump says some shit about Iranians and oil, and then the economy will not do fine because he said some shit. So that's a moment in time. So that's a certain moment. That's what an analyst must do. They must now look at how these people's comments have affected the economy. It's as simple as that, my bro. You being a billionaire should not be told this. You cannot speak like this. Oh, I'm assuming he's talking about certain moments aimed at them, the ANC. Rather ask ordinary people. Ramaphosa would rather use ordinary people as a barometer of views on the economy and whether Ramaphosa has turned into Armageddon or not. Let's see what he says. Because you need to ask the question, who are ordinary people? Who's ordinary people? I can ask the black bra sitting on the corner now looking for a job. Leaves the house at 4:30, gets back to the house at 8 o'clock. He has to tell his kids and his vrouw, I didn't find a job. I sat and no one even looked at me. Is that an ordinary guy? Are you going to ask him? Or who do you ask? The people around you. Think about that. People around a billionaire. People around an ANC president. People around a president. They're going to tell you Ramaphosa is still here, my man. I can smell it in the air. Every time I eat this burger, it tastes like Ramaphosa. Because they need to tell you that. Recently, we called an investment conference and got a local and offshore business who came together and said they believed in SA being renewed and rebuilt. Let us look forward rather than backward. But you just look backward now to apartheid. Don't just look at the price of petrol. Ay, jere my bro. There's people who earn 3,000 rand a month and die mense travel as 1,500 a month. How can they not look at the price of petrol? The renewal phase is not gone. Renewal of the ANC or renewal of the country. I'm feeling hopeful about the future of South Africa, and so are many ordinary people. There, I agree with you 100%. I am feeling hopeful as well. As much as people want to leave this supposed brain drain, this mass exodus to Australia, Canada, all these things, those people are hoping we fail to justify their decision to leave. I agree with you. The future of our country is hopeful because of inclusion of so many people, so many different people, still trapped in apartheid past. And he says, don't look backward. That's what he says. Ramaphosa acknowledged that SA has to deal with problems that arose from several different factors. He said these factors included the structure of the SA economy, which is still trapped in the apartheid past. I don't know, bro. The apartheid past, economy-wise, wasn't really good. People didn't want to do business with South Africa as a result of apartheid. I don't know. We want to break away from that and get people to be part of the economy. 100% agree. Start by empowering South Africans, not Chinese, not Zimbabweans, not Somalians, not Pakistanis. These are serious problems for us to grapple with. Start by closing our borders. Do that, my friend. Do that, my president. Start by closing our borders, and this billions of you guys have in loans for people to start businesses. Whatever that Pakistani was doing, have a South African do that. Whatever that Ethiopian was doing, have a South African do that. Okay? Whatever the Zimbabwean was doing, cleaning people's yards, empower South Africans to do it. Have South Africans change their mindset that I have to work. It doesn't matter what job, I have to do that job that Somalian and Mozambican and Zimbabwean is doing. They are buying trucks and bakkies and equipment and they are cleaning people's yards. How on earth is a South African not doing that? How? Because their mindset is not there. The mindset is in a receiving state and they don't think of opening the spaza shop. The spaza shops now in colored areas are Pakistanis, my man, Ethiopians. How did these people come from so far to establish that business here? Why not there in their own country? I'm not being xenophobic. I'm thinking about empowering my own people. He is pleased with initiatives and suggestions that have so far come from events like the Job Summit. We have also said that the minimum wage will commence to reduce inequality. Okay, this is an old article, but by now we know it went up to 20 bucks, I think. I'm not going to remember. He said that was just the start. The minimum wage would keep going up. He needs to say this in order to get votes. You need to keep people, you need to dangle that carrot, man, until it reaches the level of a living wage, which is what? Which is what? This is political speak. We had to deal with again the word multiplicity of things, a combination of our strategies and initiatives. Just so for interest sake, this is not the last time you will hear Ramaphosa use the word multiplicity, I can guarantee you now. A combination of our strategies and initiatives will get us moving forward. Which strategies? Which initiatives? We are focusing on youth employment. That is the greatest portion of unemployment, people. It's youth. If you're listening to this and you have a business and you have opportunities, give it to the youth. We're not being ageist. We are seeking to give people opportunities in that sector. I agree. We are opening pathways, especially for young people and women of all races. Women are still so behind, especially in the corporate environment. Women are being overlooked, man. to have access to the workplace. Hmm. Is that it? Oh man, this is a crap article. Karen Smith, bro, you could have done better, man. Okay, so what is basically saying? I was hoping you would speak along those lines, but the article is not really saying anything about the lackadaisical attitude of whites in power. Who is this? Why? You see, this is the problem I have with current day South Africa's news reporters. They are not critical enough. They are not breakthrough reporters. If I don't know if you call them that, news reporters. Xolani, I said that you were a cool guy. I didn't listen to the interview. Maybe I should have. But you should have pressed the guy and asked, who are you talking to? Uh, and explain what you mean by lackadaisical attitude, as opposed to what attitude you want. Okay? You can't be blaming young black people's anger on white people in power. You are in power. You are telling us about a foreseeable increase in a living wage, but you're not telling us what that will be. Okay? You're not telling the young black guy what that will be, at least when he knows he's a petrol attendant or where I can get a 5, 6, 7K. I can at least try and live off that. You're not telling him that. How do you expect these lackadaisical white people in power to tell him that? How do you expect them to create jobs? What are your strategies and initiatives? You should have asked him, man. You should have probed deeper. You should have given us that perspective that we seek. As a young person myself, I'm fortunate enough to have a job. I can look after my family. I can do a lot of things that most of young black South Africans can't do. Okay? I'm a young colored professional. But what are you doing what are you doing for the colored people in our gang infested, drug infested, violence infested neighborhoods? What are you doing? Those places are going, hulle gaan agteruit, my bro. People don't build roads there. People forget about building. Talk about upkeep. What are you telling them to think about these guys? What must they do? What? They don't see these guys. They don't see a Rupert. They don't see these guys, these wealthy guys. They see you. They see you, my bro. What you're doing is you are deflecting. These people didn't even think about this. These people, mostly rich white people or affluent white people, they didn't even think of them. These young black people didn't even think of these guys. They are looking to you via a vote to fix this, to fix that. The question is how are you going to fix it? You're not actually saying anything here. And Xolani didn't even ask you anything. Nah, man. This is a poor perspective you're giving us of our future in 2019. But let's see. This is my first video giving you my perspective of what I see in current events in South Africa. I look forward to a lot more because I see, yeah, here's another one. Here's another one I need to do a video on. I'll do one soon. Cheers, subscribe, share, please like. Perspectives are.